After being freed, she introduced herself as Kohaku, and decided to take this fascinating young man to visit her village. On the way, Kohaku stopped by a hot spring to fetch some healing water for her sister. She casually hoisted up a 50-liter jug like it was nothing. Senku, being the gentleman and scientist he was, told her to relax and let him handle it, meaning he'd use science to do the heavy lifting. He quickly rigged up a makeshift downhill cart using the pulley system, which worked surprisingly well. The only problem was, he hadn't invented brakes yet, so the stopping part got a little messy. Still, they made it. Before Senku stood Kohaku's village, about 40 people, living a full-on Stone Age lifestyle. When he tried to enter, he was stopped by 2 guards, Kinro and Ginro, who said outsiders weren't allowed, even if that outsider just saved the village chief's daughter. Rules were rules. Kohaku was ready to fight her way through, but Senku decided to lighten the mood with a little trick, blowing soap bubbles. Just that alone was enough to blow the minds of the villagers, who had never seen such a thing. Senku immediately realized how primitive this place was and hatched a plan: win them over with science. However, not everyone in the village was clueless. One young man named Chrome, known as the Great Sorcerer, actually understood what the bubbles were, and challenged Senku to a battle of wits. First, they needed space. Chrome led Senku to his laboratory, which was basically a shack full of random junk he'd collected. There, Chrome dramatically wrapped a cloth around his head and showed off his ultimate trick, creating rainbow-colored fire. Leaving everyone wide-eyed in awe, everyone except Senku, of course. Senku knew exactly how it worked. Throw salt for yellow flames, copper for blue-green, and sulfur for purple. Easy. Not ready to back down, Chrome pulled out his prized possession, a mysterious, hot sphere that generated static electricity when rubbed. Senku recognized it instantly, a sulfur ball capable of storing static charge. He explained how it worked, then demonstrated real static electricity by rubbing the ball with animal hide, boosting the power 10 billion times. Despite easily outclassing Chrome, Senku was genuinely impressed. Even after humanity had been reset to zero, there were still people, like Chrome, who sought to understand the world through curiosity and science. Chrome owned a little hut packed with all sorts of materials he'd collected, and as it turned out, a lot of them were actually quite useful to Senku. The two hit it off right away, becoming instant best buds. Chrome even granted Senku full access to his laboratory. To return the favor, and to show Chrome just how much of a genius he really was, Senku grabbed some cinnabar, crushed it up, and heated it to extract mercury. Then he mixed in some dust and other bits, dipped Kinro's spearhead into it, and finished by putting it over a flame. The result? A shiny, gold-plated spear, sparkling like something out of a fantasy RPG. Thanks to that glorious weapon, Senku earned himself a VIP pass to stay in the village alongside Chrome. Aside from minerals, Chrome had also gathered a ton of herbs, ingredients he'd been hoarding in hopes of finding a cure for Ruri, the village priestess, Kohaku's sister, and his childhood friend.